guys, and welcome back to another episode of Spiritcraft. And yeah, it's J-Dogs here, and I thought today we would take a little peek around and work on the rest of the little cave system here. As I know, we're slowly approaching the 1.7, so I want to at least say that I was able to finish what I started here. So today's episode may not be quite as what can I say? Quite as exciting, but we're going to try to talk about some things here while I do this, so that you guys can at least have something to talk with me about in the comments and everything else. So as you guys can see, I basically went through, and this was not intentional, by the way, but I basically went through and I did stone brick through all my cave system here. Some of these cave systems, like this here, was added in later, because I found that there were others over here that I wanted to connect to. And so I have been going through little by little, replacing all the blocks around the sides with stone brick. And yeah, it turned out I like it. I kind of wish I would have done more with it. And if we end up with enough time, I may come back and maybe put some designs with spruce in, like I kind of started to here, but put more of it throughout the different areas here, maybe put some designs in. But I think that's what we're going to work on today, is doing some of the stone brick. I'm going to come up here real quick because I almost forgot. We're going to need some slabs and stairs for the little stepways and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab that here. Let's see, we don't have too many, but I'll take what we got. And some slabs. Alright. So yeah, something that I thought would be good to talk about today is I thought that, during different videos from now on, I'm going to try to, just come up with different subjects to talk with you guys about, that I know that, kind of mean something to me, and so I figured that if they meant something to me, you guys might want to hear about them or whatever. And if you guys got subjects that you'd like for me to talk about, feel free to suggest some down in the comments, and I can just discuss some of those subjects. But as you can see, we got all this finished through here, and so we're going to go and work on this final side that I've been working on over here, and then we can actually add some stuff into it later on. But today's subject that I'm going to be talking about is animals, and the taking care of animals and how animals are doing. And so this comes up because, as a lot of you know, I have a dog named Crystal, me and my wife do, and recently she's gotten to where she has really bad fleas. She whimpers and whines, and you've probably heard her in a lot of my videos, and you may even hear her in this video. And I want people to know that we are taking care of her and trying to do the best we can. Oh, can't get that block. There we go. Oop, took a little damage. Okay. But yeah, we are doing the best we can to take care of her, and when it comes down to it, there's just some things that you can't really take care of, and fleas are one of those things. We've tried and tried and tried just about everything that we can think of to get rid of these fleas, and they're just not going away. And they've even gotten to the point, the poor girl, she's got no use of her back legs just about, and it's gotten really bad, and I'm hoping eventually that they're going to go away, and that they will stay gone, or she'll get better and it'll help her out. But taking care of animals, and just in general, and that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit here, is very important, and it's something that, if you're going to get an animal, you should be able to take care of it, you should be able to provide for it. And if you can't, try to find somebody that can. I've ran into, and I know my family's ran into different situations before where they can't take care of an animal, and so the easiest thing to do for them if you can't take care of them is to have have somebody else, do that for you, and give the ownership of the animal over to them, because it's not going to help you to try to struggle, and at the same note, it's not going to help the animal, especially if it can't get the attention that it needs. So I thought that one, this would give you guys a nice little update about Crystal, and two, that this would go over a subject that I know a lot of people might have questions about. I can't reach that one. And at the same time, give a little bit of information on what's going on. So, but I've had several animals in my life, and I do my best to try to take care of them. And the easiest way to do that is, just make sure you give them the time and attention they need to almost treat them like a kid. And I've said that several times before to Wish and other people that I know, is that animals are very important, and you need to make sure that they get just as much attention as you would give yourself. A lot of people will just let their animals sit aside, or even cruelty that sometimes happens to animals, which drives me insane, but that's a whole nother subject. I've watched, different ones just say, okay, well, I have this animal, there's no point in me taking care of it because, I can't afford it or whatever. When it gets to that point to where you can't afford it, you should maybe try to think of getting a better home, or, selling the animal if you paid for it, to at least, make sure that the animal has a good life. And sorry if I get to rambling on about this. I'm just trying to make sure I cover different things about this and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to repeat myself a few times, and my apologies for that. Okay, that's working. We might have to do little platforms like this. So yeah, I can't think of too much else to talk about that about. Some other things I do want to talk about is that a lot of people, and this is still a little bit on the animals for a second, a lot of people will turn around and say, that, like, the breeding population, stuff like that, it does not hurt. Well, okay, let me rephrase that, because it does. I was going to say it doesn't hurt an animal to get fixed, but it does hurt an animal to get fixed. But it's a lot easier to fix an animal than to have to worry about, a lot of stray cats or a lot of stray dogs or different things like that. And a friend of mine, and I'm not going to put any names out there, but if for some reason they watch this video, they'll know who I'm talking about. But a friend of mine actually works for the, what is it, SPCA or something like that. I can't remember the initials, but it's basically a place that takes in animals, and they rehabilitate them if they've been on, been stray animals and whatever, and tries to make it to where they're adoptable. And she's even gotten to the point to where, she's been on television for it. She's been, there's different companies that have given her all kinds of stuff to help with strays. She had most recently she had a cat that literally couldn't walk when she first got it. The legs were all messed up, and I felt so bad for the animal. And then I think it's been about a year or so now, and the cat can walk, and you'd never know that it ever had any problems. And it's been on TV. It's been on, like, I believe it's been on commercials and stuff like that, where it's for Whiskas, and a bunch of other stuff. But it shows that an animal can, go back to having a normal life, even if it's had a rough life, if given the proper attention and care and everything else. So, but let's see here. To get off that subject a little bit, I just wanted to touch on it. I thought you guys might enjoy my opinions and viewpoints. But as you guys can see, this isn't the most interesting thing in the world to do. Um, I enjoy doing it because, you know, as you can see, I'm literally taking each block out and putting it back exactly where it was, to keep the natural look of the cave, um, to where I don't lose the look of that. And the reason that I started out with that originally is because I enjoyed the look of a cave, but I wanted it to look better. And now that I've seen what some other people have done, especially people like um, Camel from the server here, and a few other people that I've seen how they kind of do this whole thing. Um, it's a little more what I wanted from their end of what I saw, and so if I decide to do something similar to this on the next server, um, it'll be a little bit different. I do have a slight insight for you guys as to what I plan on doing for the next server. Um, I have an idea of basically I want to find a place that has a large area to work with that can kind of be just taken out. I Best way I can think of to explain it is I kind of plan on just blowing a big hole in the ground. And then I'm going to have like this community that is all around the edges that's pretty much built into, kind of like the little town that I've had people doing here where it's built into the side of the town. I think it's going to turn out really neat, and I know several people have done the concept before, but I wanted to take my own stab at it. I'm not going to give away everything that I plan on doing with it, but fortunately, I think once 1.7 gets here, it's going to be a lot easier for me to do videos, because you guys won't have to see videos like this where I'm just replacing blocks. But yeah, we got a little bit done today, and I'm going to go down here and we're going to use up some of these slabs and stuff like that so we can get the stairway going. So, boop. And yeah, I enjoyed, this is part of the reason that I did the half slabs and stairs, is it kept monsters from spawning through here, which is really done well, and it's something that has helped me to where I don't have to worry about, you know, monsters and things like that messing with my base. And in 1.7, this is going to be something that's is going to be a lot more helpful, because in 1.7, creepers and everything are going to be back on. And I don't need a carrot. When they are back on, we're going to have to be a lot more cautious of what we're doing. Actually, let's put that back the way it was. And even Leesmith from here has admitted that it's going to be a little more difficult in 1.7 because of the fact that his town right now, and you guys have seen it, and we'll be doing more server tours and, from the server as things get wrapped up towards the end of this. But even his town, you know, he's admitted that if he were to do his town on a server that had creepers active, he'd be in a lot more trouble. And, well, not a lot, but I mean quite a bit more trouble, because his town isn't made to be completely safe from creepers, because he knew he didn't have to worry about them. Now, it would be easily changed because, no, I actually like that the way before. He had easily made his town to where it has, if you guys seen it before, it has lots of crops and things like that. And so monsters don't naturally spawn there, because monsters don't spawn on crops. But it is something that, you know, there are still a lot of places where monsters could spawn on top of the buildings, and different places like that. And so, oops. yeah, that's part of what's going to be coming with 1.7, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because I think it adds a new dimension to the game and survivability. So let's see here, what can we do? We'll do that, and then we'll just remove these, put them back with blocks. Bam. Okay. So you guys can kind of see how I do this through here, and it's not too hard, really. I think I want to make this a half slab. Boop. There. But yeah, some of these areas I still light up because, as you can see, some of them aren't half slabs, and most of the time I'll actually go back through and put half slabs on top of all these, so that they end up still looking like whole blocks. Kind of like this. And like that, and like that, and that was a half slab, I think. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I've been trying to think of different things, and this is something that I touched on a little bit earlier, and I want to talk to you guys again because it is something that I've been trying to think about, and that is different things to talk to you guys about while I do my videos. I'm not really sure what you guys want me to talk about, I guess. And so I really need some suggestions as to things that you might like to discuss, opinions that you have on different things, and stuff like that. I just, it helps to have another opinion as to what you guys think. So yeah, so on today's discussion about animals and stuff like that, feel free to leave a comment and, on what your thoughts are and how you feel about animals. And then on the same note, turn around and give me some suggestions as to things that you think you might like for me to talk about. I do have a few different things that I'd like to talk about that I personally have done and dealt with. But I'd like to know what you guys would like me to go over and talk about. I almost want to do like a forum for it, but I'm not quite sure how to do that up yet. But I may turn around and come up with some kind of setting where you guys can just randomly add topics that you think it would be neat for me to talk about, and then I can go back through and just kind of filter through them. So let me know what you would think about that, if you would be willing to go in there and put different subjects or things. So yeah, I can't think of too much else to talk about today. And I don't want to force an episode, so by no means do I want to come out here and put out bad content. And hopefully you guys don't think that I'm forcing episodes. It's just that I don't know too much to talk about right now, and I want to get some of this done. And this is truly something that I do want to make sure I finish off because, oops, we missed two there. Something that I do want to truly finish off. Bow does not work. Because it's a large project, one of the larger projects I've ever done, and I know there's not a lot to the inside. The only dilemma I have, and this is another one that you guys might be able to help me think about, is I'm not sure what else to build here. We pretty much have all of our farms and our animals and everything taken care of. We've done the park, we've done the visitor center, we've done a bunch of different things, so now's where we can just kind of start randomly adding in other buildings that go with the theme. And so the theme is here, I'm starting with the bushes, and we're going to go down here real quick and I'm going to show you guys. I've been putting glowstone in underneath the bushes, as you can see here, and that's been the lighting for the walkways. And the good thing about it is I figured out the spacing, and with the spacing that we have, you can actually see that there's no snow settling on the roads, and so that's going to be really helpful. and it'll help with the looks of things more. So I think on that note, guys, that's it for the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will see everybody next time. Take it easy. Peace out.